Hey, skater person, my combo letters got away from me. Do me a favor and collect the letters all in one combo.
The Tony Hawk games were so much fun that it's hard to believe that the skating genre is basically extinct. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 was the first Tony Hawk game to introduce mission-based gameplay. Instead of having a time limit in a level with a couple of tasks to complete, you're instead thrown into a free skate where you need to explore in order to find new challenges. Pro Skater 4 had a lot of press behind it due to the success of its predecessors, and I personally felt that it lived up to the hype. There were bigger worlds, more things to do, and most of all, the classic Tony Hawk gameplay. The controls are hard to get used to for today, and this is definitely not the easiest skateboarding game, but I feel like the challenge is fair if you're able to get used to the very sensitive controls. You have a wide variety of skaters to choose from, all with their own special attributes and tricks, but everything is customizable. As you complete challenges, you can upgrade certain attributes, so it doesn't really matter who you choose. For example, I chose my favorite skater, Rodney Mullen. He's a guy who specializes in manual tricks and rarely performs tricks in the halfpipe. I was able to upgrade his air and hang time, so by the end of the game he was soaring through the air as if he was Tony Hawk. As you can tell by the gameplay, the Tony Hawk series is far from a simulation style, and that's okay. This is a series that knows its identity, a crazy over-the-top arcade-style skater. I have never set foot on a skateboard, and I really don't care at all about the whole skating culture, but the Tony Hawk series is one of my favorite franchises due to how much fun the gameplay is. As you improve and get better with your combos, you become more than a professional skater. You feel more like a superhero. The physics are completely unrealistic to the point where you can jump over buildings if you have enough momentum. Each Tony Hawk game introduces new mechanics that change up the gameplay in a subtle way. Spine transfers made its introduction in Pro Skater 4. This enables you to cover much more ground as you transfer from halfpipe to halfpipe. What I think Pro Skater 4 does better than the other games in the series is the difficulty progression and the ability to focus on skating type missions, even when they don't make sense from a story perspective. There might be times when you need to balance while holding on an elephant's tail as he takes multiple craps on you and runs around, but the challenge is what kept me engaged. Other missions involve getting combo letters, getting a high score, or competing in competitions. Then there are more obscure missions, like finding the pink elephants for the homeless guy, but since the skating elements are still incorporated, it's all good to me. Another cool element in Pro Skater 4 was the dynamic worlds. There are events that can happen in almost every level of the game that opens up more places to skate, like when you anger the elephant and then he opens up the penguin exhibit for you at the zoo. I think you can tell by now that I love the zoo level. The reason I play video games is to be challenged and to complete obstacles. That is the central focus around Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. Players might enjoy Tony Hawk games that were later in the series, like Underground, but I feel that they got a lot easier and many of the missions did not incorporate as many skating elements. There were all of these missions where you have to run off of your skateboard, which felt like a crappy platformer. You don't get that in Pro Skater 4. Word of advice to any game developers making a skateboarding game: whether your game is going to be a simulation style or an arcade style, focus on skateboarding. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is my favorite in the series, not only because it's the first one I played, but because it stays true to its identity. You skate, you collect stuff, and you explore. This is a must-have for any fans of the skateboarding genre.
That was a close one.